What is going on, guys? It is me, Aiden, from Cartoon Apocalypse, and today I have probably the most exciting news of the year, guys, alright? The new synopsis for Divide and Conquer, the last episode of Season 3, or the Season 3 finale, which happens to be an hour-long special, or 2 half-an-hour-long specials, whatever you want to call it. Those two synopsises have been released, and let me tell you, I was getting really excited in Tough Love, but now I am like super excited. This might be my favorite synopsis ever, and I cannot wait for these episodes. So guys, I'm going to be going through the synopsis, but if you are not subscribed, then you can go ahead and subscribe for more news that comes out, and we are usually the first ones to make news about it. Like on that new Schooled promo, I was the first to make a video on it, and today the Roundtable just made an analysis video on it. I was like, oh, I already did that 3 days ago. Anyway, I'm going to be going through Divide and Conquer. Now these are from Zap2It, and this has been a fairly reliable source, and people have been following this source for a little while as well. So, and this has also gone around everywhere, so I think if this was not accurate, then it would be said that this was not accurate. So, we're going to start off with Divide. Now, these two episodes are the Season 3 finale. Divide, the first one's called Divide, and then the second one is called Conquer. Now, everyone was like, oh, battle and war and stuff like that. So, we are going to see how those relate to what actually happens from the synopsis. Divide. Star becomes acting queen and plans for Marco and his warriors to delay Meteora from reaching Castle Butterfly long enough for Star to find Moon and destroy the monster princess. Now this is super exciting. Star becomes the queen, pretty much. Now I asked Spencer about this because the wording doesn't make sense to most people, but he said that, yeah, sometimes people can talk like this, and acting queen apparently is something that happens, as well as Castle Butterfly. That was a little bit weird, and he said, oh, in military terms that's what goes on. So I was like, alright, makes good enough sense, right? That was the only thing that was making me believe that this might be inaccurate, or unless it was just a typo, but I doubt it was a typo. I'm assuming that it was just more of a formal way of saying it as in a military term, because this is like plans for Marco and warriors to delay Meteora. That sounds a lot like a battle to me. But pretty much we learn a lot from this. Moon is gone. We learn this from Star becomes acting queen, and long enough for Star to find Moon. Now in this episode we will not see Star fighting Meteora, because it doesn't say that. It says Marco and his warriors are going to be delaying Meteora. Now you might ask, oh, well, who are these warriors? And I can already confirm two. Marco and Tom. Those will be a two. Like, they will be together. Because if you guys remember from that picture that Darren Nifsi posted on Instagram about, she said, second to last episode, mixing now. Now, that is actually Divide. And we see Marco and Tom in like a little foresty area, and they have food and supplies. So it looks like they're like camping out and waiting for Meteora to get there. And so I'm thinking that's where that is appearing. And most likely we will see Jana, Ponyhead, and probably Kelly in this as well. Only because Jana and Ponyhead appeared in the Season 3 intro, and other from that we haven't seen them too much. I mean, we saw them in Stump Day, but that wasn't too interesting. I mean, it was more of a filler episode just for Christmas. So I'm assuming that Jana and Ponyhead will be in there, and Kelly's just an added bonus. I'm assuming that she's also in the Season 3 intro, just not as much, not in the main picture at the very end. So I'm assuming that Jana will have a bigger significance, because she actually appears at the very end. So, another thing that we learned from the synopsis is that Meteora is coming to the castle. Meteora is the main villain. Now, there was a bunch of controversy. Oh, who will it be? Magic High Commission, Meteora, Eclipsa, Mina Loveberry. But now we know that at least at this point, it is Meteora. And Mina did warn us in Monster Bash that Meteora was the most powerful monster there is. Probably because 1, she has magic, and 2, she's a monster. And we can assume that in the Butterfly Effect promo, that arm is going to be from Meteora. And I'm assuming that she is going to be making an appearance in Schooled or Tough Love. Now in Tough Love we already know that Meteora will appear, But in school, it's literally just an episode about Ponyhead at St. O's, and that's pretty boring, and Miss Hanus has always appeared in St. O's on every St. O episode, so we will have to wait and see what goes on, but we're assuming that Meteora will be making an appearance in that episode. And what happened to Moon? Everyone is assuming that in Tough Love, either Eclipsa and Meteora betrayed Moon, or Meteora just betrayed Eclipsa and Moon, because Eclipsa does not seem like the type of person that would betray him. But that would be like the biggest switcheroo. Everyone thought that Eclipsa would be evil, but then some people thought she would be nice, and now everyone's on board that she's nice. And then just going like straight back, it would confuse everyone. And I don't think a lot of people would expect it, but I think some people would expect it as well. And Star cannot defeat Meteora alone, or at least that's what we see, because it says in this synopsis that Star to find Moon and destroy the monster princess. Star is needing Moon's help, probably because Moon has more developed skill, but she might not be as powerful as Star. And that's going to bring us to Conquer. Star must find the courage to face Meteora alone and make a decision that will change the kingdom forever. Now guys, this episode raises a lot of questions. What is Star finding the courage to? Why is she facing Meteora alone? What is this big decision that will change the kingdom forever? We seriously don't know. Now this episode is so hype and I cannot wait to watch it, but we're gonna address the first question. What is the courage that Star has to find? Now, people have been speculating ever since that one promo before I got into Star aired, and people were speculating that Moon was going to die. Now, they were speculating this because Moon's cheek mark got shattered while Star's heart only got torn apart, I believe. I haven't seen that promo in a while, but I think I can remember it. And the line, "You are too messed up on this boy," I do not think has appeared yet in this show. So we will have to see when that line appears. And maybe it did, I'm not sure, I can't remember. But I think the thing that makes the most sense right now is that Star's mom is either in captive, or Queen Moon, I don't know why I said Star's mom, but Queen Moon is either in captive by Meteora, or is already dead. And that's as well as change the kingdom forever. If Moon is dead, or if Moon is held captive actually, and she chooses to let Moon die but take out Meteora because she can choose between one or the other, yeah, if she saves Moon, then sure, the kingdom will be run by Meteora and possibly may lead to their death anyway. But if she lets Moon die and takes out Meteora, then that means that, hey, yeah, Moon's dead and she's gonna become queen, but she saved all of Muni. Now that is the exact same thing that Moon did. Moon's mother died. Moon saved the kingdom by using Eclipsa's spell to take out Toffee, or at least scare the monsters into running away, and she became the queen. And we're seeing the same scenario in this episode, if this happens. Now that is, I'm assuming that's what's going to happen, is that it's going to be for the greater good. It's going to be a little bit different, because Moon is going to be held captive in my idea of it. I'm not sure, but that's just what I'm thinking. And why is Star facing Meteora alone? This all supports that Meteora took out Moon. Either she killed her, or she already has her held captive. And the only other reason why I thought Star might have to find the courage is because, oh, well, Meteora was part of the original Butterfly line. That is just the stupidest reason I have heard, though. That's the only other counter I could think. Why? She's not even truly related to Meteora. And it's like, what? It just doesn't make sense, and I don't think that that's probable. So I'm going to assume that the way that these two episodes are going to go is that Meteora took Moon in hostage. And I don't know why I think this, but I think Eclipsa is dead. Now, I have no idea why I think this. We haven't heard Eclipsa in any of these synopsises, and how funny would it be to have all this build-up for Eclipsa and just have her killed off? That would be the worst, I think, for a lot of people, but it would be kind of ironic as well and funny. It's like, no one would expect it. And kind of the same thing happened with Toffee as well. There was all this build-up for Toffee, and then he just died from a spell that Star did, and it just kind of ended very quickly. So what if Meteora kills Eclipsa? I kind of hope it doesn't happen, but what else is going on with Eclipsa then? did Eclipsa join Meteora? I think in the synopsis, unless they weren't wanting to spoil anything, Meteor and Eclipsa gang together to take out Star. I mean, that might have made a good synopsis, I'm not sure. So I'm thinking that Eclipsa's dead. And after Eclipsa dies, Meteor still has Captive of Moon, because that is her vantage point to actually become the new queen. Or, yeah, queen. Because if Meteor is wanting to become a queen, she has to take out the righteous queen, which is Eclipsa. And how else would she overcome Eclipsa? By killing her. There's no other way, unless if Eclipsa gives the crown to Meteora for her to become the new queen. And if Eclipsa truly is on our side, she's not just going to give Meteora the crown. So that means Meteora will die. Most likely, in my opinion. And then Moon is held captive, and then Star has to either save Moon, but let the kingdom fall to Meteora, or have Moon be killed, but save the entire kingdom, and that will make the decision that will change the kingdom forever. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm sure we will see things in an upcoming promo that I'm assuming will come out, because we've seen promos for most of the episodes now. And so I'm assuming that we will see something in the promo, probably for the Divide, because the last two promos that we have seen, the Love Is Not All and the Will Pony Pass the Test promos, those two have been only on the first episode. So I'm assuming that we will see Divide, and that's about it. But I am super excited for these episodes. If you guys are excited for this episode, then leave a like. And if you are not excited for this episode, then I don't know what's wrong. But there's something wrong there, because, like, how could you not be excited for these episodes? Unless if you were, like, the biggest Eclipsa fan tryhard, and you guys are thinking now she's gonna die. It's like, oh, I guess that's why you could not be excited for this episode. But you know what? It's okay. We gotta have the show progress. And that means that Season 4 will set up going on as Star becoming queen. And I don't know if you guys remember this article, but there was an article that was called Disney Channel Launching Toon Series Amphibia and the Owl House and Renews Star vs. the Force of Evil for Season 4. And in this article it says Season 4 of Star vs. the Force of Evil will follow teen princess from another dimension Star Butterfly and her best friend Marco Diaz as they continue their adventures in Muni and explore new dimensions. But as things change in the Royal Palace, Star soon will learn that running the kingdom is far more complicated than she thought. Now, everything wraps together that Moon is going to die. If this article is correct, it's from Deadline.com. I will leave a link down in the description below if you're interested. But if this article is correct, then I'm pretty sure Moon's about to die. And I'm assuming that Eclipsa will die as well. Only from the context that we have at the moment, though. She might not, and that might leave Eclipsa as a mentor for Star if she does not die. But we will have to see. But yeah, I'm super excited. There's so much stuff that we do not know and are excited for. And there's also some other exciting news, so if you are interested in more news, I will be making another video. Hopefully, it will probably be up today, but it'll be after this video, because this video is way more important. But yeah, I am super excited for this, and the video is super long, but that's good, because that means that we learned a lot from this. So, I will talk to you guys later, and yeah, I am super excited for this, and adios.